Starless Nymphomaniac's Paradise is the ultimate opposite of a wholesome vanilla visual novel. 90% of people out there will be disgusted by the content in here. And if you just so happen to stumble upon this fucked up story, its repulsive content, and the many disgustingly horrifying bad endings, all 9 of them, I'm sorry, you will never be able to see toilets the same way ever again. Brought to you by the creator of Bible Black, this is a visual novel that is solely dedicated to those with the utmost depraved tastes in fiction. For whatever kink you could possibly think of, it's in here, but like twice as worse. With a subtitle like Nymphomaniac's Paradise, Starless is every made-up hardcore scenario you can possibly think of, where crazed woman essentially devours your average naive virgin college boy. Hi, my name is August, and in the spirit of No Nut November, this is me scarring my mind in order to share to you, the viewer, a review of the full depravity that is Starless Nymphomaniac's Paradise. Now, I've seen some fucked up shit in visual novels before, from the crazy shit scenes in Euphoria to the gore fest that is sadistic blood to the pure torturous scenes from Maggot Baits. I've had to endure through a lot, but I draw the line at certain bestial beings' forceful insertion into places where it shouldn't be, and drills of all things. However, the worst part is that everything in Starless is well within the realm of human reality. So here's your content warning, viewer discretion is advised. I've had the unfortunate pleasure of suffering through this so you don't have to, or ironically convince you to check out the horrors and bad endings for yourself. For if there's one life lesson I've learned from reading this visual novel, it's that if you see a job opportunity out in the middle of nowhere with pay that's too good to be true, I would nope the fuck away. Our story begins with our main character Sawatari accepting a job offer at the Mamiya Mansion, home to a very rich and well-endowed family. What he didn't realize is that becoming their servant not only involves handling the household chores, but also involves pleasing all of the women in the household on many intimate levels. And he's not the only one, as there are other servants in the house with very specific roles and responsibilities. For one, it's constant breakfast breastfeeding. For others, it's their daily dose of dicking. And for another, she's everyone's entertainment. And I mean everyone. You see, everyone in this household gets off on some form of pleasure, some more than others, and some more deranged than others, because I feel like this game is more targeted towards sadists than masochists. Marissa here isn't just really good at being a sadist, no, she's just an asshole. The amount of times I've had phantom pain from her scenes is something I never want to experience ever again. Not that they're screaming or anything, but it feels instinctively wrong on so many levels. Can you comprehend how painful it must be to be stabbed by a syringe right up your urethra? Meanwhile, fellow servants like Mikako and Makoto, who are mother and son by the way, have been conditioned and trained to fit Mistress Marie's special preferences. Mikako, despite not being pregnant, has been hyped up on drugs to produce milk on a daily basis. And Makoto, despite being younger than our main character, reaches literal monster dick energy that could make the likes of Johnny Sins cry. And it's all thanks to the Mamiya family's extensive and very thorough body modifications. And that's not even the worst, as Marie's unique taste buds and Marissa's cruel orders has you witness frankly the worst consumption of human waste I've ever seen. It got so bad I almost threw up a couple of times reading the visual novel and writing this review. For I repeat, this is apple juice. This is 100% apple juice, and I swear this isn't any other substance, absolutely not. Now, if you really think about it, there's something to be said about this entire situation to begin with. Besides our main character making the absolute worst decision of his life, the Mamiya family are allowed to get away with this shit because of their status. Millionaires with powerful connections and lots of disposable money. The weak or the poor, in this case the servants, simply obey the whims of the Mamiya family because they need money, no matter how absurd their demands are. God forbid you try escaping, or worst of all, try betraying them. The very first bad ending and the absolute worst bad ending out of many makes that very clear. And thus it's up to the weak to help each other survive their circumstances. But the more they stay within the system, the more they get mentally used to it. The master-servant relationship. And before you know it, you see them brainwashed to accept their fate and enjoy it, or alternatively, ending up becoming a faithful enabler of the system. Now, I could draw more interpretations about power dynamics in Starless, but at the end of the day, Starless is just really committed to making these characters come buckets in the literal sense sense of the word. On the actual plus side, there is a certain niche of attractiveness to Starless, if you like them thick anyway. It's all thanks to the wonderful Sei Shoujo for the character designs, because I do admit they are certainly appealing. I think any red-blooded male would turn an eye at the wonderful figure that is Marie Mamiya. The woman is quite literally a virgin killer. It's too bad blackmail, gaslighting, drugging, and farming are just red flags, just slightly. So, to those who like this particular content, Starless, frankly, is one of a kind, and its developers are known for making titles very similar to this. The literal cult classic Bible Black, the ravenous Monster Punishment Contest closed game, or even the exclusive fitness club Great Deceiver. It revels on its very quote-unquote unique culture, and that's at the forefront of everything about Starless. Basically, there's so much fucking around, that's all it does. Do I think there's a deeper meaning to all of this? No, not really. Even my interpretation earlier was in service of having its characters fuck as much as possible. Again, I can only really recommend this to those who are morbidly curious, and someone with a much tougher stomach than me. At least with something like these titles right here, there's a method to the madness.